This is the easiest way to reverse your insulin resistance, and I wish I would have known about it a lot sooner. I went from looking like this, where I had cravings all the time, I was always tired, had low testosterone, chronic fatigue, and dealing with depression, which I found out was all tied to insulin resistance. I really felt like I was the issue, and no one could relate to what I was dealing with. And this is me now. I've reversed my insulin resistance, I've lost over 50 pounds, over 40 inches of body fat, reversed my sleep apnea, testosterone went from 170 to over 550, and feel 20 years younger. No more aches and pains, no more daily headaches. I feel amazing. So before I get into how to reverse insulin resistance, you have to understand a couple of things. And that is that when we eat carbohydrates, it impacts our blood sugar levels. And that's because those carbohydrates get broken down into sugar. That sugar causes our blood sugar levels to rise. And insulin gets released and acts like a key to a door, opening the cell doors, so that glucose can enter and be used as energy or be stored for later need. However, when we become insulin resistant, that key stops working. So in order for those cells doors to open, your body releases more insulin. And this causes our insulin to be elevated all the time. And if this is left unaddressed, it can lead to more chronic symptoms like type 2 diabetes and all of these symptoms here. So our goal to reverse insulin resistance is to first lower the elevated insulin levels. And here's how I did that, and I'm going to tell you how you can do that as well. First, you need to give your body a break from the constant glucose spikes, which is constantly spiking your insulin. So for me, what that meant was I started intermittent fasting. Because it takes insulin so much longer to come down than glucose, intermittent fasting will give your body that break that it needs for your cells to not have to deal with insulin. And actually gives them a chance to start to heal, to become sensitive to the insulin. So consider that every time we snack, we're spiking our glucose again and starting the timer over on how long insulin is in our bloodstream. Well, I personally like the 16-8 intermittent fasting method. That means that I have an 8-hour eating window in 16 hours where I don't eat anything at all. I eat at noon, and then I eat again at 8 p.m., and I don't eat until the next day. I skip breakfast, and then start again at noon. Now, if you've tried intermittent fasting before, and you got the headaches, you got the shakes, you got hangry, people tell you turn into this mean person, or you're constantly thinking about food, I use this to help me control my appetite, control my cravings, and it helps me speed up the fat burning process. Now, when you eat and you have that first meal, it's really important that you focus on having sufficient fiber, protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs. And if you eat in that order, it's going to actually keep your glucose much lower. Now, most people are very fiber deficient. So what I do is I like to supplement with this product, which is a blend of 9 different soluble and insoluble plant-based fibers specifically designed to absorb excess carbohydrates and keep my glucose levels low. Lower glucose, lower insulin. Lower insulin, the faster I can reverse my insulin resistance and become insulin sensitive. And as you reverse your insulin resistance and become insulin sensitive, you're going to feel absolutely amazing.